G'day, g'day, g'day. We're back again. Yep. Another day. Another live stream. Get your hands up in the air. Oh, yeah. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Come on in. Leave your troubles at the door. Leave your politics at the door. Leave your religion at the door. If you're a douche canoe, park the canoe. You won't be needing that for the next hour or so. Not in here. No, no, no. So a big warm welcome to, wow, we have got Algo in there. We've got the Bearded Traveler, the Wookiee. We got Lessons for Life. Julian, good to see you. We've still got to do a show about the Ooga Booga eschatology end times, man. Because we're both into that. You know that. Looking forward to that one. If I remind people to put it onto live chat as well. Ding, ding, ding. Live chat, yes. Polly, Talking Heads. We've got Malaya. We've got the Bearded Traveler was first today. Vagabond Heart. Great name. We've also got the Wookiee. Who else is kicking about in here? Oh, so many people. Talking Neds again. Or Talking Heads, should I say. The Supreme Chancellor. Yes, you sound like a character of a Star Wars movie that's still to come. It's like retro causality. You're going to be famous in the future. Supreme Chancellor. I can feel it. I can feel it. Be confident, right? Kev Stradamus has predicted it so. So saith the woo. Yes. Who else we got now? We've got Donnie. Good to see you, man. Donnie. Oh, we are about just over, what, 25 and a half hours away, or around about 25 and a half hours from now. Donnie, Luna, Scotty Lopez, me, we're going to be reconnecting the planet, you know, like you do on a Freaky Friday. Yeah, Freaky Friday sneaking up on us already. Can you believe it? And today on the show, no Scotty Lopez. Oh, no four horsemen of the apocalypse. In fact, far from it. No Jimmy. He's working. Oh, so it's just me and Kev. Tonight it is Kevin squared. Although I feel there may be a guest appearance or a cameo from Dave at some point. So there you go, folks. And we're going to be talking about one of my favourite topics, even though I think it's one of the topics that, as fascinating as it is, and as many hours, hundreds of hours of conversation I've probably done about this topic on the show before. It's something that, although we have got the most precise ways of measuring it, we truly don't even understand what we're talking about. What am I talking about? I'm talking about time. Yes, so Kevin is going to be coming and bringing his unique woo for Kevin Squared. There you go. Like two particles riding along on the wave of possibilities that it probably is, trying to bring you the woo that you all crave on a Thursday, right? The last two nights have been fantastic with Nano Girl. Big thank you to her. It was absolutely awesome. Sometimes I felt a little bit guilty about having too much fun during these historic times, but not too much, because then I just started having fun again. And I hope you all had fun with that one as well. And tonight I'm sure it's going to be fun with Kevin. And today I've got a couple of anomalies. Well, I've got about 9 anomalies we can take a look at. Strange things on planet Earth. If I was to say to you out there before we even get going, you see, I'm good at this, right? We get a bit of audience interaction. Come on. Can't argue with that. But if I was to say to you people out there, what would be your number one anomalous location on planet Earth? Give you an example. It's really easy, just in case you need some kind of impetus to get you going. Something like the Bermuda Triangle, right? right? Something like that. One of these really crazy, maybe it might be a location. It might be something weird that happens in a location. It might be a historic place. It might be a monument that's out of place. Something really that kind of for you, it makes it your number one woo spot. One of my number one woo spots is Göbekli Tepe. I think everyone probably would have guessed that. Yes, Bermuda Triangle. The Bermuda Square, says Lessons. I like that. I like it. Donny, Gosford, New South Wales. Oh, now there's a strange, anomalous location. We can find out more about that tomorrow night on Freaky Friday. Like I've done that. The here and the now, wherever we are. Exactly, Rorschach. Exactly, ZX. Exactly. It's like Pandora's box, but it's broken, isn't it? Yes, indeed. Underground tunnels. Vagabond says. Malaya says Romania. The Grange or New Grange. Yeah, that's a good one, Carol. Definitely. I remember covering that with our good friend James Swagger. If anyone knows the location, or more importantly, the well-being of my friend James Swagger, well, we parted as friends. James just disappeared. I've no idea what happened. One day he was there, next day just gone. Bearded. Glasgow on a Saturday night. Now that is, it's like a trans-dimensional tramp's pocket. And that'll probably only make sense to people that live in Glasgow, because we roll that way. You see, it's different here. We're anomalous. I'm not a local though, so I can't claim to be Glaswegian. I wouldn't dare do that. It's like stolen valor. You don't steal somebody's local kind of culture, you know. And I don't sound Glaswegian. Far from it, in fact. Far from it. Now, wait a minute. I need to get some tunes here. Did you like our new tune on the way in the door today? Fingers crossed we don't get whacked for it. It's meant to be a no copyright company, but sometimes that doesn't always mean what it says on the tin. But it looks like it's pretty okay. So, but wait till I get stuff that is not quite as good because it's my music that I found on YouTube. But at least we know it's definitely safe, right? Get this on. I don't even know what we're going for here. We'll get our mystery tunes on. We like those ones, don't we? I think we do, anyway. I've decided you all like them, so. Terrible like that. Bakers. Well, that was a little bit loud, wasn't it? A little bit loud there. Good music for some anomalous locations. What else we got going on in here? Donny, I'm an SE boy. Oh yes, indeed. They opened the box and regretting it already. I'd say. They opened the box? What box? Did they open ZX box? ZX, look, talking Eds. You need to talk to him. Talk to Ed. He knows. He knows what's happening to your box at night. See how I've done that? That was pretty cool and all, right? Something like that. Now, let me take this opportunity to be totally shameless. I don't do it enough, but we do have memberships here on the channel. Appreciate most of the people here right now are members already. Probably a mute point, right? But if you want to get into our VIP Savages Sunday, or Savage Sundays, all you got to do, click the big join button. See a big shiny blue join button down below? I can even take you over here, I think. Hang on now. Let me see. There we go. All right. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Join button. There you go. Then that's you in there. We've got unicorns, tier 1, 2, 3, and everything opens up the VIP Sunday stream. It's not like I give you bits and pieces. I'm totally shameless. So you go. You get what you pay for. You get a little bit more of this. Can you handle it? Can you handle the woo? So good news for later on as well. Before I forget, gonna do the show with Kevin as you do. And tonight we haven't done one this week, so at the very least we need to do one this week. We need to do an after dark, okay, or an after hours. What did I call it? After dark, KBS after dark. We've got that many things going on. Is it after dark, Anne? Yeah. The boss just reminded me. Headphones aren't in. Need to behave tonight. Note to self: behave, Kev. I'm only joking, right? We know I always behave on here. People tuning into this are going to say, does this guy ever get into like the topic that he puts on the title? We're getting there. Patience, ladies and gentlemen, patience. But yeah, Bermuda Triangle came up a lot. I suppose everyone, we could be here for hours. We could like throw out various places. We've all got our own local ones as well that might not be as well known. There's one up in the Highlands where a priest once stood, and he said, I'm going to paraphrase it here because I definitely wasn't there, and what I've read online, I don't trust at the best of times. But he said, where I stand here right now, whoa, no grass shall ever grow. And this was hundreds of years ago, allegedly. But to this day, no grass grows there. Pretty weird, right? Pretty weird. That's the kind of thing we're talking about. And I need to thank the Gherkins again. I have to thank the Gherkins over in Poland. Very international feel to the Kev Baker experience here. We like about it. Because it's this Infinite Travelers or Infinite Explorers website. I'm not taken by the website. I even forgot the name of it. How bad's that? Come on. So if we come over here, right? The story that we're going to get into, and we're going to look at the things, but we'll Google it, right? We'll deep dive it, kind of. We won't just take what we're given here. You see, that's how we roll around here. It says 9 most baffling anomalies on Earth that even scientists struggle to explain. The inside of Kev Baker's head comes to mind. Anywho, Earth is by far the most unique planet in the universe, since it's the only planet that possesses human life that we know of. Just saying that we know of. However, there are numerous mysteries present on Earth that baffle scientists even to this day. Here, we have come up with the 9 most baffling anomalies on Earth that even scientists struggle to explain. So, you know what you can do at home right now without cheating? Don't cheat. Don't go to the website. But, like, try and guess 3 of them. Try and guess 3 of these anomalous places. You don't even have to share it in the chat room, just for your own kind of play a game, you know? Everything's a game nowadays, right? That's what it feels like. Anyway, if we move into number 1, the Zone of Silence. I actually don't think I've heard of this one before. I may have. However, it says the place is referred to as the Zone of the Silence, or Zona de Silencio. Say it pretty good. Scott Lopez wouldn't have been impressed with that, but it'll do for now, right? This area of land situated in Mexico is one of the most baffling anomalies present on Earth. Now, the enigmatic zone is located 2,000 meters above sea level. Now, as per the reports, nothing seems to properly function here, as scientists have failed to understand how clocks stop, radios go haywire, and the compass spins out of control. Now, the interesting part is that the Zone of Silence coincides with the mysterious Bermuda Triangle and the Great Pyramids of Giza. So, first up, who's all heard of the Zone of Silence? No, not me. Doesn't come to mind. So, let's see. Is it New Mexico? Dang. I'm definitely going to get done for being culturally inappropriate. So, have we heard of it, first of all? Have we heard of it? Because it's a new one on me. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm just saying I hadn't heard of it. You know, there's a lot of things that we don't know, folks, and we've never heard of. A missile was taken out of midair and went there, says Polly. Dang, dude. Could be a testing ground. Also a big mine of ruby and blue sapphires. Renzo says, I'm glad he brought it up, because I'd have forgotten about it. Yeah, we're going to take a little look at this. We'll take a little looky, because that's what we're going to do on here. Kind of what you do when you're doing a stream, when you bring something up, it's probably a good idea going to take a look about it, you know? Let's see. Right then. We will come to the authoritative source, the reliable, very reliable Wikipedia. It is what it is, folks. We're going to go and look at more, obviously, right? It says a popular name for a desert patch near the Bolson de Mamipi, or Mapimi, in Durango, Mexico, overlapping the Biosphere Reserve, Mapimi Biosphere Reserve, sorry. It is the subject of an urban myth. Oh boy. Are they contesting it? Are they saying it's not so silent? Imagine that. Contentious point. It's not only an anomalous point, it's a point of contention. Boom, boom. That claims it is an area where radio signals and any type of communications cannot be received. You know, can I just say, first thing that comes to mind, what an absolutely tremendous location to build a house. Wouldn't it? Let me get myself a property down here. Let's have a look at the history and the legends then, right? The area was once an ancient seabed in the Tethys Ocean, which left marine fossils and large salt deposits, which are mined today. Now, in July 1970, the Athena RTV test rocket, there we go, Polly. Bang, dude, hang on a minute. Hang on. Polly, eh? Look at that, man. He knows his woo locations. You could be like some kind of global Indiana Jones, man. You could like lead people on global adventures from these like woo hotspot to woo hotspot. Polly, there we go. We've got a business idea, man. Yep. I'll just talk them to death the whole way around the world. It's all right. Hey, come on, it's a LARP. Everyone's got their own LARP, right? I'm only joking. So it says here, launched from the Green River Launch Complex in Utah towards the White Sands Missile Range in New Mexico, lost control and fell in the Mapimi Desert region. Now, when the rocket went off course, it was carrying 2 small containers of cobalt-57, a radioactive element, and NASA rocket engineer Werner von Braun, the last card. Well, that was really Carol Rosen, but you get where I was coming from. Was sent from the US to investigate the crash. As a result of the US Air Force recovery operation, a number of myths and legends, and we like those around here, check, relating to the area arose. Reportedly, a local resident hired to guard the crash debris during recovery operations, helped spread these rumours. Legends include strange magnetic anomalies that prevent radio transmission, mutations of flora and fauna, and extraterrestrial visitation. Boom. The area has been compared to the Bermuda Triangle, and the legends have been used to promote tourism in the region. I really don't think I've heard of that one. Maybe I have, and if I have, if I've got a guest out there that's going, that little I went on his show and I talked about that area like for an hour, and he can't even remember it. Folks, hey, we're about 1,450 episodes deep in KBS. How many hours of live streaming? I tell you, I'd need a D-Wave to remember all the stuff I've heard over the years. And yet, somehow, some way, the way our minds work, can't remember some days what you done in the morning, but you can remember like a random sentence from a show 5 years ago. What's that all about? Crazy, right? I was going to say it's crazy how the mind works, but really I should be more specific there. And it's crazy how my mind works. I can't possibly know how your mind works, but mine, kind of broken. Anyway, next up, Gravity Hills. That sounds like one we've got here in Scotland. It's called the Electric Bray, if memory serves me correctly. But it says, as the name suggests, the place has something to do with gravity. I would never have guessed that. Never have guessed it. The magnetic hill. Well, now you see, you can't go mixing your forces. I mean, is it gravity or is it magnetic? You know, it's like comparing apples and oranges. We'll go with that. Apples and oranges. On this timeline, we eat apples and oranges. Who knew? But the magnetic hill is located in India in this timeline. And as a matter of fact, there are 3 different magnetic hills present in India. That is Calo Dungar, or Dungar, also known as Black Hill. That's where Anne comes from in Glasgow. And you've got like a twin city over in India called Calo Dungar. I wonder if taxi drivers take a look at that place and go, oh, I don't know. Personal joke, folks. Personal joke. No, don't worry about it. Tulsiama Road and the Gravity Hill of Ladakh. I will not be getting a shoe in a minute, and I apologise profusely. Both me and Dave, we reach out the traffic cone of peace, okay? Whew, it's going to be one of these streams, folks. Need to be careful now. That's the yellow card's been issued, you know? Magnetic Hill, the phenomenon that defies gravity. You see, that just confuses me. Park your vehicle in the box marked with paint on the road and experience what... How on earth's name is any man meant to park his car inside that box? Oh, it means a box on the road? Right, cool. See, I'm easily confused here, folks. A place where if you take your car for a ride, and you're best taking it for a drive, you ride a horse. We don't ride a horse. Yeah, you do ride a horse, right? What? Where am I going with that? Who knows? Come on, moving on. And decide to park it for an awkward reason on the hill. Hey, listen, if you decide to park on a hill, I mean, there's obviously some reason for it, be it awkward or not. And put out a gear into neutral, the car will start moving upwards, almost as if some mysterious force you can't see is pulling the car upwards. And mysterious and spooky, this is a place where gravity is not gravity. Oh, imagine it. Electric universe, but never mind. But we've got the electric bray over here. Scotland. There it is. Same idea. Electric bray is a gravity hill in Ayrshire. Sounds like something Einstein came up with. A gravity hill. There's all the peaks and plateaus in space-time, you know. And obviously Einstein didn't have a Scottish accent. But hey, come on. Where a free-wheeling vehicle will appear to be drawn uphill by some mysterious attraction, the phenomenon is an optical illusion. The term electric dates from a time when it was incorrectly thought that the phenomenon caused by electric or magnetic attraction within the bray. And the Lowland Scots word bray means a hill or a slope or a brow. Not an eyebrow though. We never call our eyebrows eyebrows. That would not be a cool move. The name has also been applied to other slopes in Scotland. So yes, we've got our very own gravity hill here in Scotland. There you go. So then, we'll do one more, and then I'll get a little drink. I'll let you lot calm down out there. You know, because it's like so cool, so brilliant this, right? Now I'm enjoying this. This is where we escape the crazy, right? This is something different. I pride myself in bringing you something different every day. It's hard. I tell you what, if we do this after dark tonight, whoa, have I found some creepy stories. It's like, leave the lights on material. I'm telling you, even I was like getting the goosebumps when I was reading them. Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Back to here anyway. Now, I definitely haven't heard of this, right? The Frango Castle. Frango Castello Castle. Who's heard of this one before? There he is. And Craney in the chat room. I'm getting double observed. It's like the double slit experiment. I'm going to turn into a wave now, and I'm going to act totally erratically. Everyone's expecting Kev, but now Dave's going to hit the back wall. Am I mixing my quantum with the real world? Who knew? Who knew if you fired little Kevs out of a photon gun, you know? The double slit Kev experiment. Everyone's done it at home, right? Maybe. Jimmy, I thought you were working today. You can come and hang out with us on KBS if you're at a loose end, bro. It was the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, but now it's just down to Kev and Kev squared. So totally up to you, my friend. I know you're working though, so congratulations. Is that an oh yeah? Is that an oh yeah from Jimmy Jeans? Can we have an oh yeah?
Excuse me, it's man.
No, I said an oh yeah.
Come on, man.
No, I said an oh yeah.
How dare you?
Probably need to give that up because we all know I don't have any soundbite that says oh yeah, do I? Yeah, see? You see now, I'm nervous because Anne's watching. I know that like my dinner's on the line. You know, I might not have a roof over my head. I get kicked out at any moment. So anyhow, Frangokello. Oh, I'm really butchering this. Big Frank's castle, right? Well, probably Big Fran's castle, because I don't think... Get me. It was built by the Venetians between 1371 and 1374. Now, the purpose of the castle was to protect the Venetian nobles and their land. Yeah, these nobles are always like that, aren't they? The castle was named Saint Nicetas. Now, not to be mistaken with the big guy jumps about at Christmas time, but Saint Nicetas by his original builders, or its original builders. And however, the locals contemptuously dubbed it Frango Castello, meaning the castle of the Franks. Now, back in May of 1828, a battle was fought at the castle when hundreds of Sfakiots and Epirots, commanded by Hatsi Michaelis Dalianus. This sounds like an episode out of the Game of Thrones. Where are we going here? Let's take a look at this castle, right? It was getting all like Mother of Dragons type stuff there, wasn't it? But just my wishful thinking again. Now, I want to really find out what's so miraculous about this, because if you've seen one ancient fort, I mean, that looks like the kind of one I would draw as a 5-year-old or something. Well, let's go back. So after a passage of time, even the Turks were, bad things happened during ambushes. The anniversary of the battle shows the shadows of the fallen soldiers marching towards the fortress around dawn. All right, that kind of makes it stand out as being a little bit different and eerie. Every year around May, the castle comes home to a bewildering phenomenon where shadows of armed soldiers march from the monastery of Agios Charalambos to the castle. The phenomenon is worth observing and was even documented in the early hours when the sea is quiet and humidity in the air is high. That's one of those Fortuna Morganas, is that what they call it? Because you sometimes get the ghost cities in the sky. It's to do with like humidity and air conditions and all that crap. But if we just come over here, shadows. That's a Photoshop. Stop being silly. You see it there, right enough. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now I'm absolutely petrified, folks. I can feel Anne's breath on my neck. What have we done, Anne? I'm looking at shadows on a building. I'm not doing anything bad. I'm behaving. So far. So anywho, we'll move on. We'll do one more. You know why I'm going to do one more. You probably seen it popping up at the bottom of the screen, didn't you? You cheated. That's right, because it's Göbekli Tepe. Now I'm excited. Here we go. Oh no, I've gone and showed you the next. I'm crap at this game, I'm telling you. So then, Göbekli Tepe, the oldest temple on Earth. Located in Turkey, it's believed that the magnificent ancient structure is 6,500 years older than Stonehenge. While you're letting that sink in, and around 7,000 years older than the oldest of the pyramids, meaning that it was created around 12,000 years ago by a mysterious civilization. Why mysterious? Because not anyone I know can really pin down who on Earth's name was doing all of that and why. And even more interestingly, when they found it, I mean, they scraped off a hilltop to find it. Not a normal hilltop. It wasn't just built up over time. No. They deliberately buried it. What? Then you start to find out about cataclysmic cycles and 12,000, 11,000 years and things like that. And the world's getting a little bit crazy right now, right? And that's why it's going to be a good time to do a show with Julian soon about eschatology. Just saying, one more since we've seen it. I'll try not to give away the next one this time, right? The place where fire defies water. Ah, I've never heard of this one. This strange eternal flame is located in the USA, and there's a strange phenomenon that looks almost as if there's a fire burning in the middle of a waterfall. The waterfall is nature-made, and scientists say that it's perfectly explainable as there are small fissures in the rock which emit natural gas, causing it to burn. At time, the flame extinguishes and needs to be reignited, and it's believed by the legends that whoever manages to reanimate the flame will be blessed with fortune. Oh, indeedy. And it's in America, is it? Well, we're going to come back. We're going to find out a bit more about that in a moment. I'm going to get a drink of tea. I'm going to wet my throat, and we're going to get back into it. And as our good friend Justa used to say, Shannon, if you're out there, I'm sending it out into the ethos, man. We're wanting a visit from Justa Guy soon. If you've got him, smoke him. PPP. I'll be back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. I really wish I wish my soundboard wasn't as good as this. I've got some lunatic going in my ear. I mean, like, imagine you're sitting doing something, right? I'm just saying, imagine you're sitting there. Put yourself in my shoes. I've got my shoes on. See, I'm not lying. You're sitting here doing your stream, and then halfway through it, you start to feel somebody breathing on the back of your neck. Now, as a man, not a good thing to have anyone breathing on the back of your neck, let me tell you. But then you go for a little drink of tea, and all of a sudden, said person thinks it's funny just to go, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to sit here and go like this. Like something out of a really creepy horror movie. There's nothing like your loved one creeping up behind your back and going, I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to breathe like this. I found that just a little bit disconcerting, and if it would be all right with all of you, I'm going to go and remove the brown stuff that is obviously arisen here. I'm going to have a drink of my tea, and I'm going to try and get back into that mode. Holy moly, man. Look, hey, hang on. You don't ever see the ninja putting up with this, right? You see Dr. Disrespect having to put up with creepers and things over his shoulder and something growling at you like some cheap and nasty effect from Most Haunted. What's that all about? Right, come on, you lot. Don't encourage her. I'm serious. That was really, really, really... I tell you, yeah. Being a streamer, some podcaster, ain't all it's cut out to be at all. In fact, does anyone dress it up to be anything other than the madness I show you it is? But we were talking about the Eternal Flame Falls. Now, I've never heard of that place. Let's see, I'm going to Google it. I know you can't see right now, folks. Here we go, right. Eternal Flame, what is it? An Eternal Flame. It's sponsored by the Bangles. Hey, showing my age now, right? Hey, listen, the Bangles were a good band to love, you know. She was an attractive lady. The Eternal Flame Falls is a small waterfall located in the Shale Creek Preserve, a selection of Chestnut Ridge Park, or a section, sorry, in western New York. You know, America, it's absolutely, there's so many amazing places there. And with it being so huge, that's one of the things that really, it was hard for me to actually get a grip of how big the American continent is, right? When we went to Florida. Give you an idea, I mentioned before, you may or may not have heard, but we done like 3 shifts and you got 3 days off. And when some of the guys got their 3 days R&R, they went from Tampa over to New Orleans. And they thought, looking at the map, this was just going to be a couple of hours drive. Now, if memory serves me correctly, because we're going back over 20 years now, but I think it was like over a 2-hour flight, like an internal flight. And that's when we were all looking at each other going, holy shamoly, it only looks that far on a map. Now, that far on a map in the UK, and you're halfway up England. Do you know what I'm saying? So, some of the locations, top notch. I know a lot of the boys come on and they say, oh, we don't have the history and anything like that. Well, I don't know. I don't know. Well, that land's got a history. Just maybe we don't know about it. So, it says, a small grotto at the waterfall's base emits natural gas, which can be lit to produce a small flame. The flame is visible nearly year-round, although it can be extinguished and must be occasionally... Who is the keeper of the flame? What a great job that would be, wouldn't it? Hi, what do you do? My name's Kev Baker, and I am the keeper of the flame. You have to put that accent on, though, because that makes it sound even better, right? The Eternal Flame, sang by the Bangles, but the falls, the location, were featured in the book The Secret Places, as long as it's not Dark Corners, oh boom boom, by Bruce Kirschner. And in the book, what's weird on Earth, apart from the humans, boom boom, recent developments, oh no, here we go. Once considered an obscure attraction in the region, media attention and improvements to the access trail have led to an increased number of visitors. The increased popularity of the falls has led to some negative impacts, such as increased litter, vandalism, pollution, and the impacts on the surrounding terrain by tourists, but it also fueled a successful public protest against a plan to clear the nearby forest to install a disc golf course in 2012, but the disc golf course was installed just through the forest area. So yeah, Eternal Flame Forest. Pretty cool. Back to over here then. So what's next up? There we go. Oh, they had to be in it. Quite right as well. Pyramids can be found all around the globe, as if someone travelled to all the ancient cultures present throughout the planet and instructed them how to build the pyramids, and that too in a particular pattern. Yes, yeah, because I mean that makes sense. Somebody travelled all over the globe, just yet they arrive. Here's a pyramid team, unless they arrived from. Who knows? Who knows? There are pyramids of all sizes and shapes present on Earth, but surprisingly, most of them are eerily similar. Well, I just checked some, folks. Yeah. No, just Sugar. Sugar for the coffee, ladies and gents. Oh, let me tell you, it wouldn't be a fun stream if I didn't have coffee in my sugar. Sugar in my coffee. I only take one, so it's definitely sugar in my coffee. Although Anne, she takes coffee on her sugar. I don't know how she can drink it. It's what? Too much sugar. Anywho, there are pyramids of all sizes and shapes present on Earth, but surprisingly, most of them are eerily similar, despite the fact that many of them were built by different ancient civilizations scattered across the globe and separated by vast amounts of time, right? In some cases. What could be the possible reasons that the pyramids in South and Central America resemble their counterparts in Asia or India? And why were the pyramids built? And how come there are so many similarities along the thousands of pyramids on Earth? These few questions are still not answerable by scientists and researchers. We talk a lot, or we have talked in the past a lot about underwater pyramids as well. Underwater cities, underwater ruins, remnants of sometimes known locations, maybe, you know, been reclaimed by rising sea levels over the ages. Some not so known, just remnants of what must have been big kind of settlements of who, when, high kind of architecture. You can see all that. Best person I think I can probably recommend for that would be Graham Hancock. Some of his earlier work. He's got new books out about America. I got his second to last one. Got it over there somewhere. But he's got a newer one out again, and he's really taken back the story, the timeline of civilization on the American continent. Graham Hancock, now there's some good woo, right? Definitely some good woo. But yeah, what about maybe even... There's this one here, right? And I'm not going to tell you this as a pyramid, because I don't tell you anything. I provide, you decide. But the Bosnian one, it's an interesting one because it serves a purpose that I'm going to use it for here. But how many more, like this one here, right? We can see the pyramid shape, right? Obviously. Weird shaped hill. But how many more pyramids might be even further deeper down? I know that sounds kind of crazy, right? Kind of crazy. You should expect it from me by now, but like, we talk about underwater pyramids, but what about underground ones? Like ones that have just... I don't know how many kind of civilizations have come and gone, folks. And it's not to go all conspiratorial, I'm just being honest. I don't know how many civilizations have come and gone, and I think there's so much more layers to the storyline. Layers as in, if you go down the way, you're gonna inevitably come across what went before, right? So I don't know. It's something that I sometimes think about when I'm watching a pyramid show, things like that. Because I think there's even more pyramids. I still think there's pyramids waiting to be discovered. I know in the year 2021, bizarre, right? But if they're deeper down and not as obvious on the surface, maybe it's only going to be with LiDAR, all the stuff that they're starting to use now when they're scanning areas of the world. Look, I think they've got something called fast LiDAR as well. They use that to look for like pockets of metals, resources under the ground, mining companies, things like that. But if they hit upon anything like man-made, structural, that's going to show up just as well. So in the year 2020 or 2021 as we're in now, I still think we've got so much that we don't know. So many things still waiting to be discovered. Little pieces to the puzzle. We try to put the puzzle together to try and work everything out. We don't even know the size of the puzzle. It could be like an infinitely sized puzzle you can't put together. But that's the fun of the various rabbit holes we find ourselves going down. But you must always stop, breathe, look around, and make sure you haven't crawled up your own rabbit hole. That's one of the pitfalls that nobody warned you about. See, I've got your back. The wild man in Texas never warned you about the false rabbit hole, did he? No, he didn't. And sometimes you can't see the rabbit hole for being in the rabbit hole. And that's the rabbit hole you don't want to be up. So there you go. The dolmens. There we go. Just like the pyramids. Now these things are cool. There are also numerous dolmens scattered all around the world. That's like a giant's kind of for me when I look at that, it's like a giant's table, a seat maybe, some kind of thing that they could maybe lie on, maybe put their recently passed on, so they're working on them, doing them. I don't know. We can find these mysterious stone structures everywhere, from Korea, China, Scandinavia, Russia, Spain, Portugal. I think you get them over in Ireland. I think you pretty much get them everywhere. Look at that. Look at that. That just isn't right. What do you think, folks? I'm going to see what people are thinking here. Let me bring it over. The hologram is the Matrix, green and black bits. Exactly. Exactly. I don't know what I'm agreeing to, but I'm just going to say exactly anyway. It sounds like I'm not really know what I'm into. You know, you're going to believe me now. One universe goes away and another one pops up. You know, hey dude, that's like, there's theories about that and quantum physics and things. And I said a theory before I trigger anyone and they say, you don't know what you're talking about, Baker. Hey, it's a theory. I don't know. They talk about it. Go search. There we go. That's a good one, I think. Had to get a PPP on the go. However, the question still remains the same. Why so many exist? And why many of them are so familiar? It is believed by the archaeologists. Big shout out to Jess down under and Dan, our resident pair of archaeologists. We've got an astrologist, we've got an archaeologist, we've got astrophysicists, not one but two. Dr. Brian Keating is lining up, folks. He's going to be coming back on the show real soon. Brendan, need to get him back on the show. We've got woologists. We've got me, Scotty. We've got everyone's a woologist, right? I tell you what a lineup. We've got a geopoliticist, Charlie Robinson. He's like the historian. Telling you, man, we've got it all going on. What more do you need? So it says the strange fact about the dolmen is that electronic devices do not function properly around them, as if something is interfering with the devices. Okay, let me stop there. Let me get your thoughts on what you think's interfering with the devices, ladies and gentlemen. I'll throw mine out there. I think these things are strategically placed. Strategically placed where? I hope you're saying, Kev. Well, like acupuncture points. Huh? What? On the earth? Ley lines, ladies and gentlemen. Ley lines. Natural lines of earth energy that I think our ancient ancestors knew all about. And like acupuncture, they just whoop, tap into the system. For what reason? They haven't told me yet. They haven't told me. My whistleblower refuses to go that far. He says once people are getting fed up of that theory, then he'll expand on it. So I've got something new to tell you. You see how that one work? But that's just my theory. What do you think? Kind of stone, as it says, Polly. Oh, it looks like a variety, really. That one there looks like a really slaty type down the bottom in Ireland, doesn't it? Check the Ireland one. Dolmens. See if it says what stone are dolmen made from. Capstones, they call them here in the Britannica.com. Let's see. 4,000 BC, 5,000 BC in Britain. Dang, dude. Nah, it doesn't say here. There's some homework for you then, Polly. What's your homework? Yep. So what else is people saying in the chatty roomy? Hopefully I'm not going to get any interruptive breathing going on that's I'm back from the shop, but we'll see, folks, we'll see. What people saying, the Giants put them there, not the aliens. I don't think aliens put them there. I never said aliens put them there. I don't even think Giant, well, I suppose you could say, with the size of the stones, you could argue. I can't rule out the Giants. I think people were bigger back then in general anyway. I bore people with this one, but that Claymore sword up in Scotland and the skeleton I seen at the other picked site. It's a weird kind of place. They show you the skeleton. In fact, I might have a picture of it here. Let me pull it up. This definitely supports the case that there might be giants kicking about. If I can find it. A bit too much on this PC, methinks. No, there we go. Uh, There's the passageway at night of Clava Cairns. That lines up with the sunrise on the solstice. I'll leave that there just now. Till I find this, the one I'm looking for. But it's like we went to this, it's actually not all that. It's quite a recent find. It's not far from Clava Cairns. And, could be it in here. There's this skeleton that's like on the floor, the basement kind of floor. They don't let you down to see it. You have to view it from like the floor above. When you look down onto it, me and my mum, I think it was like, there it is there. We all looked at each other. It was like massive. I don't know how good this is going to look on here, but yeah, like that. This was me looking down on top of it. You look through like this kind of iron grate, and that's it lying on the floor. There's no way that you can actually tell what size it is. I hate telling people to take my word for it, but I done a video on it ages ago. It was massive, like huge, out of place. You're talking like 8 foot. It was just wrong, weird. But the reason I bring that up is then perhaps these people were a lot bigger, and I think they had technology and things, but who knows? What would I know? I'm mad Kev sitting in Glasgow. Somebody's shrinking. Kev, don't shrink me anymore. I'm absolutely wee enough. Yep. It's huge. That's what she said, Jeff. That's what she said. Boom, boom. Ah, come on. I was never going to let that one go by, right? So the next one, the Kochno Stone. I have heard of this one. Only a few people have heard about the Kochno Stone, a 5,000-year-old stone slab covered in strange, alien-like symbols that was found by Reverend James Harvey. Now, it's not really anything alien-like symbols because there's a lot of ancient cave art, and in fact, if you look at Aboriginal art as well, a lot of it kind of matches up with this. But it says a mysterious stone contains around 90 strange indentations and is considered to host one of the finest sets of petroglyphs, not only in Scotland, but on Earth. However, it still baffles the scientist that what do these symbols mean, and why so many of them are similar to crop circles or constellations in the sky. It's believed by many that Kochno is a 5,000-year-old star map. We must have talked about this before. I know I've talked about this before. Absolutely. We'll go this other one. The urban historian, is it? The urban prehistorian. Very nice. It says that between 7th and 9th of September in 2015, the Concho stone was revealed for the first time in 51 years, albeit only for 36 hours. Now, the results of this small-scale excavation are simple and yet exciting. It's important that the results of the work we did and the recommendations I am making for the future work at the stone are made as widely available as possible. Well, I'm going to help you. I'm going to read out your story. And so my full report on the excavation can be found below on the blog post. For other accounts of this brief but important excavation, there are some excellent resources online. Let's see this then. No, I think we are lost. If we come back here, we'll just go and get this one. All right, back to wiki it is. Concho stone, or Koch no stone, sorry, is a large cup and ring marked stone at Auchnacraig in Faithley, West Dumbartonshire, Scotland, next to the Cochno farm. Yes, that's Auchnacraig, ladies and gentlemen. Auchnacraig. Yeah. I know, we're a weird bunch up here, but you love it, right? It is also known variously as the White Hill 1 and the Druid Stone. The it's Bronze Age, ladies and gentlemen, just like my martini is shaken and not stirred. R.I.P. big man, because I butchered your accent. I know. So the Bronze Age stone measuring 42 by 26 feet, wow, was documented in 1887 by Reverend James Harvey. It featured around 90 carved indentations, considered to be one of the finest sets of petroglyphs. The stone was reburied in 1965 to protect it against vandalism. In 2015, it was partially re-exposed for an investigation during a 3-day dig by a team involving archaeologists from the University of Glasgow, with a more complete re-exposure following a year later. Let's get some photographs of this bad boy here. There we go. Look at that. Take it out. I don't think that's the Cochno stone that's got Michael written up there. Just saying. But this here, look. Let me. There we go. Something kind of, Donnie, you're going to agree here, right? That looks very Aboriginal to me. Aboriginal art. I do. I see a bit of it in it. I really do. I don't know why. I just do. So that's the kind of Aboriginal. Look at that one there, right? Look at that there. And then that over here. Is it just me, or is there a little bit of a similarity there, folks? I'm not saying exactly, don't get me wrong. But not a poke in the eye off it, eh? Look at that there. Donnie, see? I knew Donnie would see that right away. In Scotland, Donnie. 5,000 years old, brother. 5,000-year-old. Karen sees it. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely looks like the art next to Loch Ness as well, Malaya. Absolutely. And I mean, they date the... Oh, where is it? I've got a Loch Ness folder now, I think. Oh, no, did I just say that live? Did everyone hear me saying that? Kev Baker, monster guy, has a Loch Ness folder. Go figure. But here's the great Ormstone from Loch Ness. The Picts. You got your circles again. Very much. You got your circles. Look, that That thing that I showed you I was in, like if I come back over here. Remember I showed you the Clavacairns, the little passageway I walked down? That there, can you see my mouse when I'm on there? Yeah. This here, that's exactly how that's shaped. It's like a ring of stones with an inner ring that's like where you can walk into. That's what they built. That's Clavacairn. Clavacairns. See? You get the little bit you walk in. And we'll bring this back down here. Little bits you walk in. Is that a map of the area? The portals? Hunting? You know, I don't know. Pretty weird, eh? Pretty weird, pretty weird. Now, number one on our list is, unsurprisingly, the Bermuda Triangle. But everyone's talked about the Bermuda Triangle before. I think this one here deserves to be like the best one, don't you think? I think so. I'm not just saying that to be, well, I suppose I am being a little bit. I suppose I am being a little bit kind of biased. Search it again here. Unearthing the stone. Fair use, fair use. Come on now. Come on, come on. Come on, Glasgow Uni. Don't do that to me, man. Educational. Hang on. Educational, we could hear it, Kev.
Heard about, there's rumours about it, but very few people remember seeing it before it was buried, and so to be part of the revealing of it is really exciting. We've got to move hundreds of tons of soil, we've got to transfer it safely off-site and then get it to a safe distance in a way that doesn't in any way damage the surface of the stone, which is incredibly soft.
First thing we're going to do is aerial photogrammetry. Photogrammetry is a process by which...
Wow, eh? Wow. And that there, these concentric circles, that you find that around the world, right? Wow, wow, wow. All here. You see why I say that Scotland is like woo central. There's so much that I do know about, so much I don't know about. And then you dig down deeper into the more individual type stories about the paranormal, the supernatural, the creepy, the weird, the woo. And we all love the woo, right? The where, the what, the when, the why. I buggered it up again. But you know what I was talking about? The woo, ladies and gentlemen, because the why is the woo and the woo is the why. One of these times I'll get it right. But I hope you've had fun with me here today. It's always fun spending time with you in here. It keeps you away from the crazy, right? You just get my crazy. But you know, I'm not trying to change your mind about anything. And I'm certainly not trying to propagandize you. I've got no agenda other than to infotain you and keep bringing you the kind of things that make you go, woo. Really cheesy, really corny, but there's a bit of that about the KBS experience that I think keeps you coming back for more. So please remember to like and share the video. If you're not a subscriber, please click the button, ring the bell, check us out. If you like what you see, stick a thumb up. If you like nothing you see, stick a thumb down. Either way, you're engaging with the algorithm. And that's what it's all about. That's what it wants, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I want from you more than anything. So listen. Thank you for being here, because without any of you here, I wouldn't get the good laugh that we get. I wouldn't have Anne breathing in my ear really, really creepily. And all that crazy stuff we do. So remember to join me, Jimmy, and Kevin over on the main show, starting over on tfrlive.com. In 22 minutes. Now, if you are maybe on the move or something, you got TalkStream Live, you can listen to the show as well. And we're a big hit on TalkStream Live, according to Jimmy. But we can also, or you can also, get us in Disco. There's chat rooms over at TFR, at tfrlive.com/chat. And like I say, thank you for joining me today. I've had fun. I hope you have. I should be back later on with KBS After Dark. But until then, we've got the Three Amigos coming up very soon. Keep your mind open. Keep looking for the woo. but not to the point where your brain turns to black goo. Renzo, you're an honourable streamer. There ain't many of those out there. You're a humble but knowledgeable, and you are the professor to me. Oh, dang. Professor Kev, that's a terrifying thought. Terrifying, but thank you, Renzo. Really appreciate that. Appreciate all of you. Have a great day. And if you haven't had anyone remind you today so far, then let me be the one to tell you just how awesome you are. We're out of here. GG. How about instead of Professor Kev, more like Dr. Doolittle? That'd be more apt for me, I'm telling you. Dr. Doolittle, 'cause he talks to the animals. He was like one of the first animal whisperers we ever knew, and nobody gave him credit for it. We all laughed. Well, I laughed. Didn't you all laugh at Dr. Doolittle? Dang, how did we get here? Huh? We'll just need to play the outro again. Remember now, it's like deja vu, right? Keep your mind open. Keep looking for the woo, but not to the point where your brain turns to black goo. Dr. Woo Little, 'cause he talks about the Bigfoot. Oh, I like that. Dr. Dave Baker in the house. I like it. See you all over on the main show real soon, folks. Thanks for being here. We're out of here.